Good day, my name is Rudy Page and welcome to MCW Global Enterprise Week 2021, and I'm very pleased. Our first in a series of dialogues this week is actually with Tony TIYOU from Renewables in Africa. Tony, how are you, my friend?
I'm very good, Rudy, and you?
Very good
I can
indeed.
see you have that glowing smile,
Yes,
as usual.
it's a new day. It's a new day.
Oh,
Thank
I
you.
agree with you.
So, Tony, can you tell us a bit about yourself, your background, and your journey towards this great enterprise of yours and initiative, Renewables in Africa?
Yes, definitely. In fact, I was actually attending this event, and it was a field event, very, very interesting. As many great speakers, many great people that I met this day. And I remember actually, I saw this picture showing the distribution of power across the globe. And I could clearly see that out of all the continents, there was one that was particularly darker than others, and it was the obviously the continent of Africa. And it's quite striking because it never really occurred to me that the situation was so concerning at that point until that point. Because for me, I grew up in Cameroon, right? So, and I was kind of used to this background. And it's actually when you get the chance to compare with other situations that you can say, oh, hold on a minute, there's something going wrong here. And I remember, so that really, as I say, shocked me. And I decided right at that point that I wanted to do something about it. But the thing is, I was an automotive engineer. I wasn't into power at all. I wasn't into renewables energy.
Yeah.
And essentially, as I say, so I almost immediately took that decision that I wanted to be part of the solution. I had no idea what exactly I was going to do. All I know is actually, I think I need to do something as opposed to just sit there and complain. So fast forward, when the economic crisis hit, not this one, but the one in 2008. Look like what we've gone through this one. The one we had 10 years ago almost seems like nothing. But yeah, so I lost my job at the time. I thought, okay, maybe this is the opportunity for me to now go and get into another industry, which I did, but it wasn't that straightforward. It was lots of up and down, having to train myself, having to work with other people. But ultimately, this is how I managed to make the shift, from being an automotive engineer to becoming an expert into renewable energy. And 5 years ago, so I founded the company that you can see there. That's this side, sorry, which is renewables in Africa. So yeah, that's a little bit to what my journey has been. Yeah. So it's
Very,
almost like entrepreneur by accident.
but you don't regret a moment of it, I'm sure.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Obviously, it's a tough job, and all the people out there, all the entrepreneurs out there know that it's a very, very tough job. But I don't regret for a second, because the job I was doing, it was a great job, but I could see that I wasn't fulfilling my potential. So yeah. So, and what I'm doing today, yes, at least I know I can see the difference I'm making in people's life, and also in my life first, before talking about somebody else.
Excellent. So, can you tell us a bit more about the project that you've recently done with Google? And
Yes.
congratulations, by the way. Very well done. Very well done.
Thank you for that. Yes, this is a project that we did in over the summer. They approached me because they had this idea. What they wanted to put together, is an educational platform, a master class, aiming at IT managers, because what people don't actually realize is IT computer has they have become a very significant energy consumer. If you're looking at across various sectors, you have the industry, you have the built environment, but you also have IT and computer now. The consumption is growing and growing. So they wanted to put together this master class and talk to IT managers so that they can, first of all, give them the information, inform them as to what, first of all, the situation is get them to better understand it, and tell them what they could potentially do. And the masterclass that we did, which is a 45-minute interactive e-learning experience, is actually covering 3 themes. So one is the renewable energy and the carbon neutrality, so getting people to properly understand it. Then you have the energy efficiency, but also the smart data center, and also everything related to that was the second. And the third pillar was the circular economy and anything related to zero waste to landfill. So the masterclass has 4 experts. So I'm one of the experts as well as the host of the masterclass, but another 3 people. And I strongly will recommend that to anybody who would like to learn a little bit more about that and find out what they can potentially do. So yeah, that's what the project is all about.
And that's excellent, because the role of business support is to provide, the principal information that businesses need to be competitive. And
Exactly.
so these platforms now are the way forward for all of us. So it's great that you've got involved at such an early stage.
Thanks.
I should say.
I appreciate that.
So how relevant is this to small IT professionals and even some of the entrepreneurs as well?
Well, I would say it's definitely a great material, a good material that is out there. Because I would say, although like any problem, you first of all looking at the big users, which is obviously the big IT companies out there, and also all the big corporations, because I don't even need to go necessarily to IT, because any big company out there will have IT, a big IT department, especially because of the pandemic. Everything has gone virtual now, looking at the resources that we're now using, and people also working from home remotely. So having such a tool is important. Why? Because when we're talking about those small IT managers or small entrepreneurs, a lot of them are actually part of the supply chain of some of these big groups.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is actually, it's if you know what your potential customer is up to, you can make sure that obviously you, especially for you, if you want to win the business, the contract, so you want to make sure that you also fall in line with their thinking. And if you do that, that's good for your business. But even before that, let me just walk back a little bit and say that even first of all, for you as a business, because like I say, one thing is what that is good now, and it's the messaging around the climate change is getting definitely better.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I started the journey, people will always see that as a problem for the future, right? People used to tell me renewables energy, oh, that's great. So, that's the industry for the future. Now, whenever I hear that, I say, hey, hang on a minute, the future has caught up now. It's actually on the present now. So you don't need to shift your way. So I would say, first of all, for people to get informed, because if you don't have the right information, right, you won't know how to act, even you at your level, at your company. And on top of that, as I say, part of this of the supply chain, that's another thing. And the third thing I would say is just a sense of responsibility towards society and also towards our children, because basically the life that we have in here, almost gonna say, we kind of borrowed this life, right? So we enjoying it, but after we need to live it to our children. Yeah. So you want to make sure that you want to live it, in as good or even better than than where you found it. So that's what I would say. That's why it's important for every small IT manager or any entrepreneur at all.
No, absolutely. And of course, we've got COP26 running at Glasgow, or in Glasgow as we speak.
Yeah, I'm talking about that. I'm actually, just after this meeting, I'm actually going to COP. So
excellent.
So that's yeah.
Great. So do you have any ideas of specific actions that we could be taking now?
Yeah, so that's a very good question, Rudy, because I get asked this question on a regular basis, because people would tell me, hey, Tony, oh, I think what you're doing is great, and I can see you working with those big companies, but what can I do at my level? Yeah,
Exactly.
what can I do? And I would say there's many things people can be can be doing. First of all, it's about realizing first, as I say, getting first of all informed, because if you don't have the right information, you can't definitely take the right action. That's number one. And secondly, looking around you, right, where you live, where your business at, what action can I already take? For example, can I make sure that all the office equipment that I'm using and making sure that I don't just waste them, unnecessarily? That's very important. When I, for example, procure some products, I want to make sure that I can look at the labels to understand what could be the contribution for the manufacturing of this label toward the carbon footprint, and maybe favor those items that are as clean as possible, as green as possible. And also, we are part of the supply chain of other people, but those other people that are who are in our supply chain. When I'm engaging with different suppliers, I want to see, so how green are they? For example, even for the cloud system. And that's what, for example, the whole IT masterclass. It's actually Google and Intel together that produced this masterclass, not just Google. But what I'm saying is actually a lot of us are using cloud systems these days, right? And we know all the big guys. I won't necessarily name them because I don't want to give them free publicity. But Google is one of them, and I can talk about them because I work with them. But those the various suppliers you want to interrogate. So how green are they? Because when they realize that, okay, our customer care about that, definitely they would do a lot more. So basically in our power, there's already a lot that we can do. And in fact, because I know that this is a recurrent question that people usually ask me. So what I did especially for you, Rudy, I've prepared like a free material that people can actually download, right? And I've listed there 9 ways, 9 ways that they can do to start behaving sustainably right now. And I just have the link there. So I think I believe I posted it. Yeah, so I posted a link, and let me just have it here for people that are watching us live, so they have the benefit of jumping in right now and start acting. So the link is there. So basically what I'm saying, so when you go there, you click on the link, so you'll be able to download that, and that's 9 ways that people can do. So, and I thought that's a good material for people who have no idea whatsoever, to give them an idea what they could already do as of now, as of today.
Great, thanks for that, Tony. And just to remind everybody, you're listening to MCW Global Entrepreneurship Week 2021, with also in collaboration with Fresh FM. And today we're speaking with Tony TIYOU of Renewables in Africa, who's just completed an excellent project with Google, and it relates to business support around renewables and the whole of the zero rated agenda that we're all hearing about. And his organization is providing the information, advice and guidance that businesses and local entrepreneurs need in their supply chains. So finally, Tony, as I just mentioned, it's Global Entrepreneurship Week 2021, as you know, and you've been heavily involved in various activities, I know. So what's your special message for your fellow entrepreneurs?
So my fellow entrepreneurs, so I'll start by saying they are my favorite people. And it's so funny because, like I say, obviously I belong now to this community, and I'm grateful for that. But I was actually an entrepreneur by accident. In fact, it's because I was frustrated where I was, and I could see that I wasn't fulfilling my potential, that I embarked myself into entrepreneurship. Obviously, after that, I asked myself, why did I not do that before? So basically, to entrepreneur, I was just gonna say, because they've inspired me, and they should keep inspiring other people. And I'm actually thinking that the world is a better place because of what they have in here in their minds. Because any great idea, we're talking about the Tesla of these days, we're talking about the Facebook. or any great idea started just as an idea. Any great realization, mankind started as an idea. And that is entrepreneur who actually hold that. These are people that refuse to settle for the status quo. They say, I want to make things better. Sometimes they are considered crazy, but they don't care because they know a better future is possible. And for me, because of entrepreneur, I'm actually very hopeful for the future. I know we all look in doom and gloom, but I'm knowing no. Somebody out there has a solution to a specific problem. And this is an entrepreneur. And I just want to say thank you to them, and just keep inspiring in Global Entrepreneurship Week. I think we should have a year for entrepreneurship. That's what I think.
we certainly will. Definitely get you back on the platform. And as you say that, it's actually the UN International Year for the Creative Economy. And of course, the creative economy is about ideas of the mind, intellectual property, you know, and just being able to utilize your ideas and translate them into economic value, but also solve problems for people. Look at issues in the neighborhoods and solve things in your communities, you know, local, regional, national, globally. People like yourself in the world of technology, the platform is there for all. So Tony, just before you go, can you just tell us your contact details? Where can people find you, your website?
Excellent. So in fact, the best way for people to reach out to me is definitely to go through my my LinkedIn, because that's how they can quickly reach out to me, which is they just have to look out for me, Tony TIYOU at LinkedIn, and they can reach out to me there. But we also have all our various social media handle, right? We have our LinkedIn, our Facebook, our Instagram, and so on and so forth. What I can do here, let me just share my LinkedIn profile, because that's the way usually I'm able to direct people. So as I'm here, so you were kind enough to make me co-host. So that's my LinkedIn profile there. So our website is very simple and easy. Is www.renewablesinafrica.com. So if you know the name of the company, so you wouldn't miss it. So renewablesinafrica.com. And then also, if you look at all the different handles, whether Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, just type Renewables in Africa, you will see we're there. And we are the .com, by the way. It shows you how early we were in the process.
Exactly. No,
but LinkedIn is probably the fastest way to do that, and I can direct people accordingly. Either me directly responding to them or somebody from my team. Yeah.
Excellent. And this recording will be on LinkedIn as well anyway. So
brilliant.
Everything will be put together. And so, Tony, thank you very much and have a great week. Thank you.
It was a pleasure, Rudy, and I'm hoping to be back at some point in the future.
Absolutely. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.